It was the kind of statement that could stop the internet cold. When Papoose, the legendary New York lyricist and longtime partner to Remy Ma, was asked about his rumored connection with boxing champion Claressa Shields, his reply was short and surgical. "We're just good friends." And with those 4 words, a situation that had quietly been building behind the scenes erupted into a full-blown public moment. The statement didn't just put an end to the speculation. It reportedly left Claressa Shields hurt, blindsided, and, according to close sources, deeply embarrassed. In a world where every move by a celebrity is dissected, discussed, and broadcasted to millions, this single line from Papoose set off a domino effect that no one saw coming, especially not Claressa. To understand the depth of Claressa's reaction, you have to understand the timeline. The boxing world and hip-hop fans had begun whispering about the unlikely pair after months of social media interaction, cryptic quotes, shared appearances, and subtle nods. Claressa, already known for her powerful personality inside the ring, started to show a more vulnerable, open side on Instagram, posting more selfies, inspirational captions that hinted at a connection, and appearing more frequently in spaces where Papoose was present. Then came the photo that changed everything. A visible tattoo on her inner forearm bearing the word Papoose in elegant black script. That single image, although not accompanied by any captions or explanations, was interpreted as a bold and personal declaration. Fans, of course, ran with it. Conversations popped up across all platforms, and speculation about a blossoming relationship intensified overnight. That tattoo sparked immediate curiosity, speculation, and of course, gossip. Was it fan tribute? A friend's nickname? Or something much deeper? Fans quickly concluded it wasn't just ink, it was a statement. A declaration. Claressa Shields, the undefeated champ, doesn't do things halfway. If she got Papoose's name tattooed, it had to mean something significant. No context was provided, but the timing lined up perfectly with increasing public visibility between the two. Everyone, from boxing analysts to hip-hop heads, assumed a new power couple had quietly emerged. People admired the idea of 2 strong figures from different arenas finding common ground in what appeared to be mutual admiration and perhaps something more. It gave Claressa a new, softer dimension in the public eye and brought Papoose back into the spotlight in a way that was organic and relatable. But then, just days later, Papoose appeared on a podcast, looking calm and collected. The host casually brought up the now viral tattoo. The question was simple. "So, Claressa Shields got your name tatted? What's going on with y'all?" His response? A shrug, a slight smirk, and the line that echoed across social media timelines for days. "That's my homegirl. We're just good friends." That moment changed everything. The internet, predictably, split into camps. Some defended Papoose, saying maybe he was just trying to keep things private. Others, however, were not so forgiving. They felt like he had downplayed Claressa's gesture, and in doing so, publicly embarrassed her. In an age where perception is power, his denial was viewed by many as more than just modesty, it was seen as a dismissal. And to those watching closely, it hit harder than any left hook Claressa ever delivered. What made it worse was the silence that followed. Claressa didn't issue a public statement, but fans immediately noticed her energy shift. Her social media presence dimmed. Training posts continued, but the fun, flirtatious side of her seemed to disappear. No more cryptic quotes, no selfies, and certainly no references to the tattoo or Papoose. Then came a post that, while subtle, spoke volumes. A black and white quote on her Instagram story read, "Don't let loyalty turn into slavery. Know when it's time to let go." The internet immediately connected the dots. This wasn't about boxing. This was heartbreak. And that post? That was her corner bell, signaling the emotional round was over. People began pouring into her comments, sending support and speculation in equal measure. Sources close to Claressa have since claimed she was truly hurt by the whole situation. One insider, who asked to remain anonymous, stated she thought they had something real. Maybe not a full-blown relationship, but definitely a connection that meant more than just friends. That tattoo wasn't random. According to this source, Claressa had been emotionally invested. While she hadn't planned to make any grand public announcement, she also hadn't expected to be denied so casually either. The tattoo, in her mind, was symbolic. Papoose's response? That was the sting. And it stung not just because of what he said, but because of what he didn't say. No acknowledgement, no praise, not even a simple thanks for the gesture. It felt like emotional abandonment in the most public way possible. What complicates things further is Papoose's public persona. For years, he's been seen as the epitome of loyalty. He stood by Remy Ma during her prison sentence, was publicly affectionate and consistent, and basically served as hip-hop's blueprint for ride-or-die love. So when things with Remy began to fizzle out, especially after recent drama surrounding infidelity rumors, fans still gave him grace. But this situation with Claressa hit differently. The man who once wrote verses about loyalty now seemed to minimize a woman's feelings with a single phrase. That contradiction was not lost on fans, and it raised deeper questions about the persona versus the person. The internet didn't let it slide. Twitter threads popped up dissecting everything. Their timeline, body language in past photos, shared captions. TikTok users created side-by-side videos of their interactions, pairing them with heartbreak music and reaction gifs. Some fans even reposted old interviews of Claressa speaking highly about the importance of honesty, loyalty, and mutual respect in any relationship, statements that now felt tragically ironic. Hashtags like #TeamClaressa and #PapooseLetherDown trended for hours, and fans flooded forums and gossip sites with emotional takes. Everyone had an opinion, but one sentiment rang loud and clear. Claressa didn't deserve that kind of public slight. Meanwhile, Papoose remained silent. No follow-up clarification, no apology, not even a supportive comment under Claressa's more recent posts. That silence, to many, was its own answer. And for Claressa, who had made a name for herself by being fearless in the ring and resilient in life, it felt like an unexpected punch from someone she never saw as an opponent. This wasn't about ego or publicity, it was about a deeply personal wound being dismissed with a soundbite. The kind of moment that doesn't just sting, it lingers. The whole situation opens up a bigger conversation about expectations, emotional investment, and how public figures handle private relationships in a digital age. Claressa didn't release press statements, she didn't cry on Instagram Live, but the impact was still deeply felt by her audience. Vulnerability, especially from a woman known for her strength, is powerful. And when that vulnerability is met with indifference, the fallout can be brutal. It was a rare glimpse into the emotional weight carried by someone who is usually viewed as impenetrable. Even within the boxing community, whispers began to emerge. Fellow athletes, coaches, and fans voiced support for Claressa, with many subtly hinting that she deserved better. "She's a warrior," one trainer posted on X, formerly Twitter. "But that doesn't mean she can't be soft where it matters. And if someone can't match that energy, they don't deserve her." This quiet chorus of support continued to grow, creating a wave of sympathy for Claressa and a growing call-out of Papoose's dismissive tone. In a world where both hip-hop and boxing are often dominated by bravado, what makes this story resonate is the emotion underneath. Claressa Shields is not someone who often shows cracks in her armor. Her career has been about breaking records and redefining greatness. But this situation reminded fans that even champions bleed sometimes, just not always in the ring. Her strength has always been her greatest weapon, but now her vulnerability became just as powerful. As for Papoose, it's unclear where he stands now. His denial may have been an attempt to keep the peace to avoid further media speculation, or simply a reflection of how he truly viewed the connection. But intention doesn't always shield you from impact, and in this case, the impact has been seismic. It reshaped public perception and reignited conversations about how men, especially those in power, respond to emotional vulnerability, especially when it's expressed by women who are equally strong. However, for months, rumors had swirled about Remy Ma and Papoose being more than just industry acquaintances. From mutual appearances at exclusive events to subtle social media exchanges that gave low-key flirty vibes, there was talk that Remy Ma may have had her sights set on the Brooklyn rapper, especially after his separation from Remy started making headlines. Though neither party ever confirmed anything romantic, Remy Ma's body language, proximity, and carefully crafted online presence led many to speculate that there was more going on than what met the eye. So when Remy Ma saw the tattoo reveal, according to sources close to her, she was furious. Not just surprised, but blindsided, hurt, and downright insulted. One insider claimed Remy Ma felt like Claressa had been plotting behind the scenes, even though she and Claressa were never close. She thought Papoose had more respect than to let another woman mark herself with his name, the source said. It felt public, personal, and pointed. Remy Ma didn't stay quiet. Though she didn't call anyone out directly, her Instagram stories started doing the talking for her. First, a black screen with a white caption, Some people will do anything for attention. Even tattoo the wrong name. Fans went wild. Then, a few hours later, another quote appeared. They'll love you publicly when it benefits them, but hide you when it matters. That post alone had fans thinking Remy Ma was calling out Papoose for playing both sides, trying to keep Claressa close while allegedly entertaining Remy Ma behind closed doors. The energy online was chaotic, to say the least. Clips began circulating showing Remy Ma looking visibly tense at a recent event. Her smile seemed forced, her body language standoffish. Lip readers and body language experts on TikTok started analyzing her every blink. She's definitely upset, one user captioned. Another wrote, Remy Ma wasn't ready to be played. Meanwhile, Claressa maintained her composure. As usual, the champ didn't say much publicly, but her energy, that spoke volumes. A day after Remy Ma's shady posts, Claressa uploaded a gym video where she was punching the heavy bag with more force than usual, captioned, I fight in the ring, not on social media. If that wasn't a message, we don't know what is. Later that week, she posted a video of herself at a dinner party, smiling, relaxed, clearly unbothered. In the background, Papoose's music playing softly. Fans called it the most polite version of a flex they'd ever seen. She's not arguing, she's just vibing, one fan commented. But make no mistake, Claressa knows what she's doing. Her confidence has always been rooted in her power, and now she was wielding that power in the public eye, showing everyone that she wasn't fazed by online whispers or passive-aggressive social media jabs. And where is Papoose in all of this? The man at the center of the drama has been suspiciously silent. No statements, no posts, no acknowledgements, just a quiet feed of occasional motivational quotes and music promotion. That silence, though, is only adding fuel to the fire. Some say he's trying to keep things private. Others think he's playing both women, and now the act is catching up to him. Insiders claim that Papoose was caught completely off guard by the public reaction. He didn't expect Claressa to post the tattoo, one source said. He's not mad, but he's definitely trying to calm things down behind the scenes. He values peace and doesn't want to be seen as the bad guy. But in trying to avoid public drama, he might have unintentionally created even more. His failure to clarify, defend, or even acknowledge either woman left fans to create their own narratives, and those narratives are rarely kind. This situation has become more than just a tattoo and a bad reaction. It's a full-blown discussion about public gestures, private relationships, and how quickly things can escalate in the social media age. Remy Ma may have felt disrespected. Claressa Shields may have felt proud and brave, and Papoose. He may have just realized that silence isn't always golden. Whether or not Claressa and Papoose are officially together remains unclear. Whether Remy Ma and Papoose ever had anything serious, still a mystery. But one thing's for sure, this triangle has triggered emotions, speculation, and maybe even the end of what could have been private friendships, or something more. Moving forward, Claressa seems to be returning to what she knows best: training, discipline, focus. If there's one thing she's proven time and again, it's that she never lets a loss, emotional or otherwise, define her. Her silence may be temporary, but her strength, that's forever. And while she may have walked away with a bruise to the heart, she also reminded everyone that even in pain, she stands tall. Still, fans will remember this moment. Not because a celebrity romance didn't work out, but because of how it played out in the public eye, and how a champion's heart was briefly put on display, only to be left exposed. Whether Claressa eventually addresses the situation directly or lets her actions do the talking remains to be seen. But one thing is clear, she's learned from this. And the next time she lets someone into her corner, they'll have to bring more than just words. They'll need to bring the same kind of fight she carries every day.